much for joining me here today. I'm super excited because this is the first video in a little video series I'm going to do that's going to follow along with me teaching my daughter how to sew. This has been long awaited. She's super excited and we have her all set up. So I thought maybe there's those of you out there that are also, wanting to teach someone how to sew. And I could just kind of bring you along, share with you the projects that we do and, the different lessons that I have taught. So first thing I want to do is show you her machine that I got for her and her little setup that she has. So let's take a look at that.
All right, so here is the little setup, and right now she has her machine out because she's been doing some practice stitching. But this is a Facebook Marketplace deal. I have two machines. One is a little bit pricier of a model, and the other is one I got at a yard sale, which is absolutely fantastic. It's a great machine, and I use it primarily. And I had initially thought we would just share the yard sale machine that I have that I love. But I really wanted her to have a place in her room that she could work so that younger siblings, wouldn't get in the way. And one of the most challenging things about sewing is when you don't have a designated space and you have to drag everything in and out every time you want to do something, or you have to have all of your sewing apparatus just, strewn about. Now, it's not impossible. You can make it work, but I just thought it would be really nice. So I was browsing Facebook Marketplace, and that's when I came across this machine and the sewing table for $200. So the machine is for sale on Amazon, so I checked it out there, read the reviews. It has, so on Amazon, this Singer Quantum Stylist 9960 has, currently, right now, at the time of this video, 8,913 reviews. And with those reviews, it averages a 4.4 star rating. So I thought that was pretty good. It's got a lot of features. It's way more than she needs. But I thought it seemed like a good idea. So the machine, and there is a case for it, and the table was $200. Fantastic. So the machine on Amazon brand new is $549, and a similar table to this is about anywhere from $200 to $250. So I was pleased with this. Even if she does not have a strong interest in sewing, if it's not her thing, that's fine. She'll still have a machine that she'll be able to use for years and years to come for whenever little things pop up. So let me show you here this table. So this kind of slides out on wheel. Okay, and you can see in here is the case, and we have the presser foot up there on that little shelf, and then this little side lifts up, and this just slides under like so, and then supports the leaf there. Now I assume there were probably little section dividers in these. It did not come with that. And then this door will open, and there's some storage inside of there. There are a couple little flaws on this from use. It has been repaired here on the side, but all in all, I'm pleased with it. I think that this is just a really good purchase for. And then we just started with the very basics. The very basics. I remember learning how to sew in home ec, and there was quite a lot we had to do before we were allowed to make anything. And though I was okay with that, I just wanted to have a different approach. So we learned how to thread the upper thread and the bobbin. and she's able to do that. Practiced a couple times, a couple different days. We also practiced how to refill the bobbin. We learned the various ways to cut the thread with this particular machine, so we could use the cut button. There's also a cutter back here, and we also practiced with cutting with little snips just in case we needed to do that. We also practiced various ways to thread the machine, so we did it manually. We learned how to use the threader to do it. We learned about snipping the end of the thread to help with threading. And we learned about raising the needle. So she's learned how to raise the needle manually with the wheel. She has learned how to do it with other controls on the machine. And then we practiced some straight stitching and some curves and things. So we did a little bit of practice on some fabric scraps, and then I made her just some little practice sheets. This is cardstock. You can actually sew on cardstock. It's probably not the best for a needle, but you can see here there was a threading issue here, so she's learning about that, what to look for whenever there are issues with stitching. And she did a really great job on those. So we are now ready to start with an actual project. And that's it. That's all that I covered with her. We did not dive into any of these stitches. All of that we'll tackle as we go along. And this is all of the booklets and additional accessories that came with the machine, all there. This is an additional extended table that you can attach. And we have some feet in here. And the thing I really liked about this particular cabinet is that her machine can go inside here, totally out of the way, out of the dust, out of, the sunlight. And the top of this, can be used for other things. So I love that feature of this. I love being able to totally tuck it away or have it out ready to be used. With a few essential tools for her. This is a Missouri Star toolkit. This is a seam ripper and some different scissors and a rotary cutter, a little cutting mat, a bag of scraps to practice some stitches on. And as we go along, we will add additional tools as we need them to kind of keep, interest going and excitement going. No sense in overwhelming everybody with everything you could imagine from the start, as they begin their sewing journey.
Okay, so you got to see the machine. You got to hear all about how that came to be. You also got to see the different skills that I have taught her up to this point, which is not much, and that was totally intended. I want this to be kind of a go and grow as we create a theme, just more fun. So all those little skills that I taught, the threading, the winding of the bobbin, the different cutting features and things, that will all be in the booklet that comes with your machine. And if your machine is used as well and it does not have a booklet, you can Google it. A lot of machines manuals are online, and you can come across that information. Okay, now our next video is going to be our very first project that she and I are going to create. And I will explain to you how we are doing that, and you will see little clips and snippets along the way. But I will tell you more about that in that very first video. So stay tuned.